It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi. When you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut.
U-Sports on CBC, les championnats U-Sport, brought to you in part by, vous êtes présenté par, Nike Team, Just Do It, faites-le, Baron, exclusive supplier of U-Sports championship rings, le fournisseur exclusif des bagues de championnat U-Sport, Fox 40 celebrating a decade of the Fox 40 U-Sports Coach of the Year program. Fier partenaire des prix de l'entraîneur de l'année U-Sport depuis 10 ans. By Veriburn, proud medical supplier to university sports since 1979. Fier partenaire du sport universitaire depuis 1979. The Government of Canada, le gouvernement du Canada, et par Mikasa, l'étoile montante du volleyball, le V200W, ballon officiel de U-Sport. And by Mikasa, makers of volleyball's hottest star, the V200W, the official volleyball of U-Sports.
Welcome, hello, and thank you so much for joining us inside War Memorial Gym. This is the home of the UBC Thunderbirds, but it is also the home of the 2023 U-Sports Women's Volleyball National Championship, presented by Mikasa. This is the second quarterfinal. The Trinity Western Spartans, the #1 team in the country, taking on the McGill Martlets, the #8 team, coming in. My name is Tim James. Thank you so much for joining us. Hannah Backen is doing the color commentary this afternoon as it's just after 3 o'clock local time. So a bit of a time adjustment for McGill coming from Quebec. The Spartans, the #1 team in the country. And they have also been keeping an eye on what happened earlier on. If you missed that, it was the Dalhousie Tigers in straight sets defeating UQAM. So UQAM now to the relegation round, the Dalhousie Tigers moving on in the championship bracket. So Hannah, going into this one, let's start with some of the players who got some attention, including last night. And so for the Spartans, she was named a first-team All-Star nationally in U-Sports. We're talking about Savannah Purdy.
Yeah, Savannah Purdy, she's a tall left side hitter, super powerful. As you mentioned, yeah, an first-team All-Star. She'll definitely be a threat out there tonight. I'm excited to see what she brings to the court for the Spartans.
And she's a threat also from the front row or even the back row. You can always go to Savannah Purdy from those different places. But with Trinity Western, I mean, this is something that we could watch tonight, is that going into that championship game or coming out of that championship game in the Canada West, it was Michaela Clay out of the middle who led in kills and was the standout. We have seen Ansa O'Doom throughout this season also be a standout. Megan Mealy even. So the Spartans have more than a few options offensively. Let's go to McGill now, the #8 team. Charlene Robitaille stands out of the middle.
Yeah, Robitaille also again, 6 feet, tall middle blocker. I'm sure a powerhouse up there. I'm also really looking forward to seeing her play. She is an all-star in the RSEQ, third consecutive season of her being an all-star.
Absolutely. So you can see the championship bracket here. This is the Spartans versus McGill. It is the second semifinal. Earlier on, we had Dalhousie moving ahead of the Citadin from UQAM. On the other side, in the later games at 6 o'clock Pacific, that should be an exciting one considering it's UBC playing host in this tournament. It's the Thunderbirds taking on the Brock Badgers, the #1 team from Ontario. And then in the final contest of the day, it will be two Canada West teams going head-to-head, Mount Royal and Manitoba. We are just moments away from the start of this one. It's McGill and Trinity Western. The teams will be introduced momentarily. The Spartans and McGill coming up.
They don't do it for the likes or for the shares. They do it for the fun of it, for the thrill, for the camaraderie, for the memories. CBC Sports, just because they love it.
Welcome back inside the War Memorial Gym. This is the home of the UBC Thunderbirds, but right now it's the home of the quarterfinal in the U Sports Women's Volleyball National Championship. Trinity Western, McGill, the introduction's going on right now. My name is Tim James. I'll be doing some of the commentary this weekend alongside Hannah Backen. And Hannah, going into this one, as we just saw McGill getting introduced, they're excited for this one. I'm feeling the energy, even in the notes sent by the sports information director at McGill. They gave us lots of information to talk about. Trinity Western, I can also feel the vibes, because for them, they've got 6 graduating players. This is it. This is their final chance to win another national title, because, of course, the Spartans are the defending national champions.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff for both teams. Trinity with all their graduating players, I mean, they want to last hurrah, do it one more time for sure, but McGill also here has lots to fight for as well. Should be an exciting match.
And I was just going to say that they do have a local product as well. This Megan Smith is from Vancouver, and she's one of the graduating players for McGill.
Yeah, I noted that, from Vancouver Tech High School, I believe, and it'll be exciting to see her play, and potentially some people she knows against Trinity.
Absolutely. So maybe there are going to be more than a few McGill fans here, and we want to keep you involved as well. Want to be one of the most connected broadcasts. You can send us a message to usportschampionship@gmail.com. Now, our friends who are from Trinity Western and have been watching throughout the season, you've heard my voice before, don't email Canada West TV. No, this one, usportschampionship@gmail.com. Charlene Robitaille, we were talking about her in the pre-game. She's going to go back to serve first. McGill, if you're new to this, they'll be on the left side of the screen to start, wearing those red jerseys, up against Trinity Western, the defending national champions, on the right side. The usual suspects starting this one for Trinity Western, with Dora Kamlodi as the setter. And Robitaille getting us underway at 3:08 Pacific time. Kamlodi sending it over on second contact. And O'Doom getting her hands up to keep this one alive. So McGill, so far so good, but can they convert? And this one's going to be mishit. Yanati going into the net. So Yanati and her teammates will get set up in the serve receive. This is setter to the back row. Kamlodi is in her final season. You get 5 years to play at the U Sports level. This is it. sends this in, and it's a little too much, although just kept on the McGill side temporarily. Left side swing by Purdy. First team All-Star in U Sports. At the left-handed swing, Poirier picking up the kill out of the back.
Yeah, it's great to see Purdy out there already showing what she's made of, off-speed shots, everything. She's got it all.
Savannah Purdy, don't be surprised to see her come out of the back row as well, make an attack. Ace for McGill. Charlotte Chouinard, La Liberté, picking up the ace. So early on, we've seen some life out of McGill. This is the more traveled team coming from Montreal. You've got a fly here from Montreal, where Trinity Western, less than an hour's drive away, depending on traffic. It's an attack out of the middle. Kaylee Plouffe picking up the kill for the Spartans. And when you look here at War Memorial Gym, you do definitely see some Spartans fans. I was expecting a bus to show up with students. I think there was some talk about that on campus. Not sure if that actually happened, but here at War Memorial Gym, we have seats on 3 sides of the gymnasium. As Purdy sends this one in. A tough serve picked up, though, and sent down the line, and then Kamloti reaching forward. And then going hard onto the ground is Mealy. And the reaction of some of her teammates and players made me concerned. We couldn't quite see, Hannah, from our perspective, how she landed, but it seems she's okay. Shaking this one off, smile on her face.
Yeah, I think she slid on her back there, legs straight up in the air.
Gamache, Kamloti. Right side attack by O'Doom. Lots of power, able to use the hands. And this is that threat that we were talking about with the Spartans, that they have options. We've talked a lot about Savannah Purdy, but you have Ance O'Doom, who arguably can hit the heaviest ball for the Spartans.
Yeah, O'Doom flies. You're more familiar with the Spartans play than I am, but they're fun team to watch.
Absolutely. I do the play-by-play for the Spartans throughout the season. Excited to be here for Nationals as well, to do games beyond just the Spartans. Here's O'Doom trying to tip this one in, going off the block and down to score. So O'Doom changing it up, showing us power before, this time precision.
But even with that precision, there was power. She was forcing that ball over the net through those hands.
Plouffe, jump serve. And the block will go out of bounds, but it's also going to make contact at the same time with Leduc. So Rachel Leduc last to touch it. Kaylee Plouffe picking up some momentum. The Spartans listed as the home team here at War Memorial Gym. Pretty much the home team, considering they didn't have to travel far. 2-point advantage in the opening set of this quarterfinal. Purdy makes the first contact. Bump set coming from Kamloti from the back. Was there any contact? The answer is yes. Last touch off of McGill.
You can see number 2 for McGill nodding, saying, yeah, I did touch that. Her teammates weren't sure. They weren't too happy with the call, but she did get her fingers on that one.
Yeah, Clara Poirier among those on the team saying, what? What happened? Yes, contact made. 3-point advantage, so Plouffe will continue to serve and just trickles this over the tape. And O'Doom with a lone block.
Solo block for Ance O'Doom.
Leduc was going up there. She had some space and some real estate to work with. Michelle Bellevaux, the head coach of McGill, is standing up right now. So is Ryan Hofer on the Spartan side. Left side and perfectly placed. Poirier picking up the kill. She tips that over the side out, so Plouffe will stop serving for the Spartans. And Emma Gamache will return to the floor and set up in the serve receive. Big smile on Gamache's face. Lots of energy here, lots of excitement. I was at the awards banquet last night. It was great to see the players full of energy. Open bar, although I don't think they could take advantage of that. Megan Mealy goes into the block, and so there we go. It's now McGill showing some life here. Poirier and Robitaille putting up the block.
Oh. Huge celly by Robitaille on that block.
Smith. Here's O'Doom. Looking to catch some hands down the line, and she won't do that as that sails past Smith, who I imagine has some fans here, maybe some family or friends, as she is from Vancouver. graduating player. One of 2 graduating players on McGill, 6 on the Spartans. Mealy sending it over shallow, but McGill able to run in system. Poirier couldn't finish from the right. Roll shot. Poirier again going down the line. Gamache there. Here's Mealy. She is blocked, and again that block coming out big with Poirier and Robitaille. We are tied at 7-all. Both teams still with both of their timeouts. The Spartans had made a push early on, but now we're seeing McGill with some momentum. 3 contacts by the Spartans didn't look pretty. This tipped over. Kamloti diving forward. So again, you're going to do something out of system, but O'Doom still able to make something work. And so O'Doom picking up the kill.
That's amazing by O'Doom. I don't know how she won that and stayed off the net. She flew in the air to get that one.
So O'Doom is now up to 3 kills, leading the team and, well, tied for the lead in this match. Poirier for McGill also with 3. Mealy sending that back for the Spartans. And now it's easier to see once the Spartans score a point where those Spartans fans from Langley have traveled. You can see a big collection. It's just across from our broadcast stance. O'Doom. Left side swing and a kill. Leduc with the side out for McGill. Here's Poirier. From Blainville, Quebec. The lefty sending it over to Gamache. Kamloti. Stepping around is Clay. You can expect to see that tonight. And Clay again hitting from the right side. The antenna was moving, but I believe that went off the tape instead of the antenna. This sent over out of the middle, the kill from Robitaille. We were talking about Charlene Robitaille before this match started, and there we go. We've seen her presence blocking Hannah, and also with that finish there.
Yeah, she's doing great in the middle. She's also has great energy on the court, really pumping her team up. McGill's not giving up easily on this one.
Mealy sends this one in. Just got a message here from the Currys. They are watching from Alberta, specifically Medicine Hat, cheering on the Spartans. So to the Curry family, thank you for joining us. We will add Medicine Hat to the map. O'Doom. Kamloti with the dump. Easily picked up though. And Kamloti going up for the block. And now the second ball coming from Clay. Doesn't get an assist here. This comes back over to Savannah Purdy. Now McGill able to run in system. 2 blockers there. This goes down the line and whizzes past the left shoulder of O'Doom to score. So the Spartans will get set up in this serve-receive with Emma Gamache at the center of it. Mealy to the right, Purdy to the left. Rachel Leduc. Too much power on that, sending that out the back. Again, you were with Tim James and Hannah Backen. Hannah, former Douglas Royal in the CCAA. Silver medalist as well at Nationals. I believe that was 2018.
Yes, it was. That's correct.
So you know the pressure of playing at Nationals. I never did. Never amounted to anything quite like that. But I've done a few Nationals broadcasts, including at the University of Alberta. If you were watching the Women's Championship in 2019, may have a familiar voice. Plouffe, Kamloti. Here's Plouffe tipping this. Yanati really had to readjust her approach as she sends that into the net. Off the left side. Middles rotate front to back for Trinity Western. Here's Clay. Yanati, no contact. And so when I went down to talk to Michelle Bellevaux, head coach of McGill, before this one. She gave me the starters, but wasn't sure of her setter, and that was about 20 minutes before when I was asking for the starting lineup. Charlotte Chouinard La Liberté getting the start this afternoon. Big push. And a block going up.
Yep, the Spartans are solid at the net. Their blocks are closed and up and huge.
But Dora Kamlodi, who is over there on the right side currently, not the biggest presence at 5'8". His front row, including Kamlodi on the right, Plouffe in the middle. On the left is Purdy. Here is the setter, Kamlodi going for the dump. Second time she's gone for the dump this afternoon. Kamlodi again, fake in the middle, so two blockers coming over to challenge Purdy. Now here's Clay getting that ball over to Purdy. Goes with a different shot, forcing the libero to dive over to her left. Kamlodi. Here's Purdy tipping over the block. The coverage is there, but no second contact. As Poirier hitting the ground, her teammates unable to support her. Now a 5-point advantage for the Spartans, and we have our first timeout. This taken by McGill.
Proud to be the official performance apparel provider of U Sports, encouraging all student athletes to just do it.
This is the U Sports Women's Volleyball National Championship presented by Mikasa. And we do welcome your messages to usportschampionship@gmail.com. And you can also let us know who you think should be the Mikasa player of the match. Send us a message and give us a hint, and we'll try to read that out. We were doing this during the Canada West final, and a lot of people would send in the messages because they were maybe supporting a particular player, and it was only the first set. And I go, I don't think you can make a prediction on who should be the Mikasa player of the match or an assessment in the first set. So maybe hold those off, but you can also let us know where you're watching from and which team you are cheering for. The Trinity Western Spartans winning the Canada West Championship earlier this month, last weekend. That was over Mount Royal. And the Cougars, they qualified as well for nationals. They will be playing later on in the final match of this 4-match day at the Women's Volleyball Championship. Michaela Clay, a graduating player for the Spartans. Gets this over, it's going to pick up the ace. Mishandled by Poirier. So we'll see if Clay goes to a similar spot. 6-point lead for Trinity Western in the opening set.
Yeah, what a serve by Michaela Clay out of the timeout. There's some pressure there, and she handled it perfectly.
Here's Clay, and this time we're charged with a service error. Charlene Robitaille. Spartans coach Ryan Hofer looking on. He has 2 national championships, most recently last year as Trinity Western, the school defending its title at this tournament. 2 blockers up, Mealy, great defensive play with the right hand, keep it alive, and then it's Purdy with the finish. The Spartans convert defensively and offensively and go up by 6.
Phenomenal dig in the back row by Mealy. She went for it, stuck that hand out. That was amazing defense.
McGill serve receive includes 4 players behind the attack line, and this is just mishandled. Yanati gets a pat on the back from her teammates though, and they'll get set up in that serve receive once again. This is a tough serve receive, rather a tough rotation if you were going up against the Spartans. Kamlodi in the back, 3 attackers at the net, including that first team all-star Savannah Purdy, and Anso Du, who has really been the impressive one so far today. Picking up another kill. That's her number 4 kill of the afternoon, and the second timeout now called by McGill.
O'Doom is a threat at the net, that's for sure. I've watched her since she was in grade 10 and 11. She was a powerhouse back then, so it's been so cool to watch O'Doom over the years play and just, yeah, like harness her craft almost. She's so controlled now. Still so aggressive like she was when she was younger, but the control piece too is huge now.
See, and that's the thing too, Hannah, when you're maybe watching this broadcast, or maybe getting ready for tomorrow if you're going to meet the Spartans in the semifinal. How do you prepare for this team? Because they have so many options. Savannah Purdy, who you and I have talked about a lot on this broadcast so far, Anso Doom, of course, but you have these other threats as well. It could be Megan Mealy, for example, the product of Calgary. She has had some great matches. Michaela Clay, who was a standout in the Canada West final, and don't forget Kaylee Pluth, in just her second season. She's up in the middle right now, so the Spartans have some options. Now McGill has shown some life, so let's see what they can do. David sending us a message saying, Team Bellevaux all the way. So cheering for Rachelle Bellevaux in her 32nd year as coach. Let's see what happens out of the timeout. McGill able to make a good first pass. This will go over, dug up by Mealy. Kamloti set from behind the 3-meter line. Purdy going to the attack, couldn't finish. Now 2 blockers and able to use the hands. Yanati scores.
Yeah, McGill off the hands of O'Doom on that one. Smart play by McGill.
Setter to the back row for McGill. Chouinard La Liberté going to Gamache. O'Doom, so a free ball. McGill, cross-court swing, dug up by the setter, so second ball coming from the libero. McGill able to run in system. Again, that swing from the right side, and Poirier converts. That's kill number 4 for Poirier to lead her team in that category. On the Spartan side, O'Doom is up to 4. Gamache, Kamloti with a bump set. O'Doom showing some power going off the hands, and McGill had some time, but not enough time. Couldn't get to it.
It's great to see the setter, Dora Kamloti for the Spartans, also able to defend out there. Great to see.
5th and final year for Kamloti. Roll shot. On top of that is Plouffe picking up the kill. Kaylee Plouffe at 6'1". If you were watching the Spartans last season, bit of a different look. First of all, the setter Dora Kamloti was flying solo pretty much for the entire season, as Olivia Heinen was a graduating player. They had the 2 setters before in the previous years going that double substitution. Then the Spartans also out of the middle with Avery Heppel. She was the championship MVP last year in that final in Calgary between MRU and Trinity Western. Heppel, a graduating player. Plouffe filling the shoes quite well, though. It's Plouffe and Clay, the 2 middles for the Spartans. Right side swing, O'Doom able to get there. Gamache calling off her setter, able to pass that up, and then using the hands is Mealy. A smart play by Megan Mealy.
Yeah, as we've talked about, the Spartans have so many options out there. They seem to be sharing the wealth tonight. Lots of players with some kills on the Spartan side.
Chouinard La Liberté went over to the left side. Kamloti, middle attack by Plouffe, dug up though, no. This is gonna go out. Last touch off of Verschavel. So McGill setting up in a serve receive, and a substitution coming up. Melanie Dorman stepping onto the floor in place of Clara Poirier. Defensive substitution. David trying to bring some good luck to McGill. Just sent us a message. We'll get to that in a moment. O'Doom going up the block there, and this is going to drop inside the Spartan side. But even despite that, you can see that the vibe right now, Hannah, is pretty relaxed for Trinity Western, because even after that, I looked at Dora Kamloti's face, just a big smile there, just kind of shrugging it off. All right, we'll get the next one.
Yeah, Trinity's definitely relaxed out there.
Now into serve is Olivia Christian. Christian able to get the ball across, and she will continue to serve.
McGill doing a good job of shutting down O'Doom these last 2 points.
Mealy dug up by Purdy. Set over to the left side, and this goes off like a mash. She grits her teeth as that hopped up to maybe row number 4 or 5 here at War Memorial, just in front of us. So McGill showing this late surge here. Perhaps it's from David and Natalie Brown. They're watching from Florida right now, from Largo, saying go McGill. So thank you so much for the message. Plouffe tipping this over, easily picked up. Now the middle attack, Kamlodi diving forward. She has been busy defensively this afternoon. Mealy going into the block. Right side swing, gets away from the block, over top of it. Kamlodi over to Mealy, rolls this one in to score. Mealy scores, and the Spartans will win this one by 9 points in the opening set. McGill did show some life, but it is the Spartans who come out in front. Stay with us. We'll step aside for just a moment. You are watching U Sports Women's Volleyball, the National Championship, live from War Memorial Gym, presented by Mikasa. Thank you so much for joining us. The reigning, defending, undisputed national champions, the Spartans, with a convincing win in the opening set over McGill. My name is Tim James. Hannah Backen doing colored commentary this afternoon as the Spartans enter this tournament again with 6 graduating players. So perhaps making what some would say could be one final push, although they do have a ton of players who can step up in the seasons ahead, including Maren Bolding, for example, a standout rookie, but that's maybe for the next day. McGill on the other side, showing some life in the opening set. Hannah, I think it really got away from the Martlets as time moved on, but I can remember it was tied 7-all at one point, and then we started to see a push from the Spartans. But what do you expect from McGill after that break in the action here? Do you think we'll see them come out to a hot start here as they go into the server season?
I think McGill, as you mentioned, they were close at the beginning. They're tied up. The Spartans went on a couple long runs there in the middle, but at the end we did see McGill push pretty hard. So I think they're going to come out with similar energy in this set.
Free ball sent over. Here's Kamlodi, middle attack by Plouffe, and she's going to send this one in. A couple of bounces there, and that'll be too many contacts called against McGill. So when it comes to the offense in that opening set, Ansa O'Doom leading the way with 5 kills. Mealy with 5 as well. Kamlodi going over to Plouffe. It just turned into a one-on-one, and Plouffe found wide open court up against Megan Smith, the Vancouverite. So Smith and her teammates will get set up and wait for this serve receive. You can see Ansa O'Doom in the front row, as well as Savannah Purdy, Plouffe in the middle. This is a tough rotation that McGill will hope to get a side out here as soon as possible. Gamache backing up for that one, taking it right at the end of the court, and then Plouffe with her hand to her face, hitting that one into the net.
Yeah, Plouffe wasn't happy with that one for sure. You can see her expression. Trinity's a fun team to watch. They're quite expressive, as you've mentioned. Lots of smiling, lots of facial expressions to watch.
Here's O'Doom, sending it hard to the 6. Gamache pops this one up. Mealy able to track it down inside the basketball key, and then miscommunication with O'Doom and Plouffe both there, both present, and it was O'Doom tapping herself after, looking at Plouffe saying, "My bad."
Yeah, I think O'Doom just got a little bit startled there. She was committed, and out of the peripheral, she kind of saw Plouffe there, but.
Kamlodi over to Purdy, easily using those hands. Trinity Western back up by 1 point in this second set.
Now serving for Trinity Western, number 15, Savannah Purdy.
Setter still in the back row for the Spartans. Here's Purdy to serve. She's from Vancouver Island. 3 blockers getting up. Kamlodi going over to Mealy, tipping it over top of the block. Picked up shallow, out of system. McGill going to work, and a nice swing by Poirier, picking up her 5th kill of the afternoon.
That was a great swing by Poirier, left-handed out there on the right side. It's definitely more difficult to block.
Poirier still up in the front row for McGill. Standing serve from Smith. Kamlodi going over to Mealy. You could hear that block from up here. Robitaille shutting down that go from the left.
Huge block by Robitaille. It also deflected straight to where none of the Trinity defenders were.
Kamlodi going over to Plouffe, trying to pick the perfect spot, and she certainly does. So Plouffe with another kill. Now up to 5 on the afternoon. The Spartans really spreading out their offense, and the player that we talked the most about, Purdy, is not the most impressive, at least when it comes to kills. Not that she's not being impressive. Here's Plouffe, the middle, clipping the tape as that serve comes across. Plouffe just getting her hands up, keeps it alive. Here's Mealy, free ball for McGill. Back set, tipped over, and Clay trying to track this one, but nice placement by Poirier. So Poirier will now serve. The Spartans will set up in the serve receive. McGill up by 1. Still with both of their timeouts. O'Doom with an aggressive tip. Puts that into the 5 with lots of space.
Now, O'Doom has been a standout so far in this match.
Now let's see what you can do from behind the service line. O'Doom with 6 kills. The Spartans with 2 aces so far. One from the center, Kamlodi. The other from a middle, Clay. Speaking of middles, Robitaille going hard. Picks up the kill from McGill. 1 point advantage. And now the Spartans with a substitution. So McBain will come in, the defensive specialist for Trinity Western, in place of Ansa O'Doom. This will go 2 feet too far. And when we were talking about some of those graduating players for the Spartans, McBain looks poised to step into that libero position next season, as Emma Gamache, who's wearing the white jersey this afternoon, will be one of the 6 moving on at the end of this championship. Kamlody, middle attack by Clay. She's blocked. Nice coverage though by McBain. Kamlody, this time is going to go to the left side, and down the line goes Purdy. Didn't work out to the middle. Left side does. Trinity Western scores, and we are tied at 6-all in the second set.
McBain looks very composed out there. Off the bench, as you mentioned, hopefully taking a libero place next year. She's doing a great job so far.
Make that 7-6 for Trinity Western as Mealy serves. Using the block, a good swing by Yanati, and a big eruption just to the left of us here, Hannah. So now I know where all the McGill fans are, wearing their red, mostly red here. The Spartans, it's a little tougher to spot them with their colors a little closer to what the seats look like here at War Memorial, also similar to the UBC Thunderbirds colors. Bump set going to Purdy. Middle attack tipped in. Standing attack from Purdy on the outside. And just keeping it off the net, Chouinard La Liberté. An impressive play by the setter to avoid contact and set up her teammate.
Yeah, great play by the setter. She also split the Trinity block there. There's a big seam for her outside hitter to swing in, so well done.
Here's Robitaille. Purdy forcing Kamlody to make this set from behind the 3-meter line. Purdy going to work. Diving over is Gamache, and then catching the net is Kamlody. McGill will score. Both coaches standing right now. Spartans coach Ryan Hofer in his 18th season. Rochelle Bellevaux, who has supporters watching online right now, in her 32nd year.
Just outside for McGill. Spartans.
Bellevaux also
Now serving number 3, McGill.
an Olympian back in 1984, the Los Angeles Olympics. So plenty of experience as a coach, plenty of experience on the volleyball court. As Clay sends this across, 6 blue shirts out there for the Spartans. This will go down the line, and McBain will watch that sail in. Again, that email is usportschampionship@gmail.com, and you can also reach me personally on Twitter, Instagram, @TimJamesPlus. And Jerry sends us a note saying, I'm not a Westman fan, but they deserve that spot. And he's talking about what happened last weekend with the Manitoba Bisons advancing over a win over the Winnipeg Westmen. Total of 4 Canada West teams, including the host, at this tournament. Plouffe tipping this over. Now we have that substitution that we saw just a few moments ago with McBain and O'Doom switching up as McBain was rotating to the front row. Now we put Ansa O'Doom back in the front. So it'll be O'Doom on the left, Plouffe in the middle, Purdy on the right. Rather, Purdy on the left, sorry. O'Doom on the right. The block going up there. Just getting confused as I look at that front row. Four players in the serve receive. Poirier with some space to spare, sends that in between Gamache and Mealy.
Poirier with the left-handed swing there. It's a little tricky to read for sure. I think Trinity might be a little bit thrown by it at the moment.
Purdy, Kamlody, over to O'Doom. Big power, there you go. O'Doom, and even the way she celebrates with her teammates, just slapping their hands and just fired up as she exchanges the high fives. O'Doom, so much power from that left side. Again, a tough front row here with Mealy now on the left side, O'Doom on the right, Plouffe in the middle, Purdy serving. So the setter's still in the back for the Spartans. 2 blockers up, and that's all it takes. Plouffe getting the job done with O'Doom. Got a message here from Olivia Krishnan's grandma saying, watching from Florida, cheering for Olivia and her team. Go McGill, you can do it. So we will add Florida to the map. Thank you so much to the Christian family.
That's a hard pass right there for McGill when the setter has to quickly move back, try and move backwards to a ball shot that direction. It's not easy.
Purdy's serve, handled well. It's going to be a middle attack. Couldn't finish it though, Kamloti. Going to Plouffe, who absolutely drops that, going one-on-one against Smith and gets the best of Smith. Trinity Western up by 2 points. Savannah Purdy, 4th season of eligibility, but a graduating player. Trickling over onto the Spartan side. Kamloti able to get that over to O'Doom. They're able to run it system, but again McGill gets it over. O'Doom trying to finish this, uses the block. So the Mordlets definitely did some things right, and also maybe had luck on their side in that rally, but couldn't earn the point. And there we have a timeout called by Rochelle Bellevaux and the Mordlets.
Yeah, the Martlets were scrambling on that last play for sure. They were able to keep it alive for quite a while, but O'Doom again able to end the rally.
This is the 5th appearance at Nationals for McGill. Most recently, they finished 4th last year. The Trinity Western Spartans, the 2-time national champions. There you see Rochelle Bellevaux. With 1 win, and it could happen this afternoon, she will come to 700 wins overall at McGill. That would be impressive. So not only would they advance to the championship semifinal tomorrow and knock off the #1 team, it would be number 700 for Bellevaux. And that is a tough task, as right now, the Spartans, you can see Ryan Hofer and his team huddled at the moment. They are the #1 team in the country, taking on the #8 McGill Martlets. Here's another familiar name. Annie sends us a note online, says, love watching the girls in blue who are now chasing 2. Cheering for them in this match. I do hope that they catch. So there you go, some poetry supporting these sporty Sparties from the Netherlands. Annie, thank you so much for joining us. Don't read poetry too often, but I appreciate that. Again, usportschampionship@gmail.com. Block going up. McGill, standing attack. That coming from Leduc. Plouffe hitting into the block. And Mealy trying to tip this one down. Kamloti going back over to Mealy, going down the line, and she will score.
What a swing by Mealy. She's also had a great game so far. Very strong for the Spartans.
Mealy up to 5 kills. I think the stats just got adjusted. Initially, she was at 5 earlier on when I checked, but now she's at 5. Leading the way, though, for the Spartans. You have Kaylee Plouffe out of the middle with 7. Anso Doom on the right side with 7 kills. And on the McGill side, Poirier with 7 as well. 7 the lucky number here. Standing serve from Smith. Goes to Purdy. Mealy tips over top of the block, picked up though. Taking out the setter, however, and then play is blown down. Double contact called against McGill. So giving up that point, McGill still with 1 timeout remaining. Plouffe now in the back row is the middle. Michaela Clay, the front row middle. Standing attack finds its way to Plouffe, targeting the middle and the back row, and then Savannah Purdy coming out of the back. She is a threat from all parts of the court.
That was also a quick back row attack. That's, again, hard to defend, but I'm sure McGill will adjust.
Plouffe spin serve, taking the libero down to the ground. Clay, Kamloti, over to Clay, looking for a kill here, and it's going to be a lift called against the Spartans. So Clay, who was a standout in that championship final in the Canada West, has really not found her groove so far this afternoon. Clay still looking for her first kill. She does have 1 ace. Audrey Trottier Going off the block is O'Doom. Showing off that versatility. It's not just that she's a heavy hitter.
No, she's so smart as well. So smart with her attacking. O'Doom uses the hands so well.
Four players serve receive for McGill. Pops up off of Gamache. Mealy.
Whoa.
Off of O'Doom, Kamlodi. Middle attack by Clay, looking for that first kill, not gonna get it here. Now Mealy sending it over. Trottier, who's in as the setter now. Is able to get something to work for McGill. So the Martlets behind by 4 points.
Yeah, that was definitely a close call. You could hear the crowd ooh on the Trinity setter there, Dora Kamladi. It was a little spinny for her, not her usual clean set. So I think the crowd thought it was going to be a double, and it was not called.
Olivia Krishnan. She has some family watching online. Here's Clay going around and, well, goes out of bounds. Clay still without a kill. We've seen her a few times so far this afternoon, hitting out of that right side. Krishnan. Clay, able to get that one through and scores. So Krishnan, who's from Niagara, is done serving for now. Will stay out there though, setting up in the serve receive. Coach Rochelle Bellevaux having a brief discussion with Victoria Yanati. Yanati in the serve receive, the ball stays away from her, it goes to Krishnan. Yanati going to work though, setting it off hands. Kamlodi on the move, sets up Purdy. This one too much onto the Spartan side, but Purdy is blocked. Now Purdy again is blocked once again. 2 times the presence by Robitaille and Chouinard La Liberté.
Robitaille was excited. I think McGill, that's the momentum shift they might have needed.
Robitaille going to Gamache. Here's Kamlodi stepping around. And a good angle, sending that cross court on the step around, is Michaela Clay for her second kill of the afternoon. Sometimes you bring up that one player might be having a tough time, and then all of a sudden, that's when they start to pick it up here. Now, I wouldn't be shocked if Clay was to get an ace here. You know, let's just see if she can continue some of the momentum. With 2 recent kills, Clay already does have 1 ace. Not going to get one here, though. Back set. And this will go out of bounds, no touch. Right side attack. So Chouinard La Liberté and her teammates will set up in the serve receive. Tony sending us a note saying he's cheering on McGill from Bel Air Beach in Florida. Tony, great to have you with us live on CBC. This broadcast presented by Mikasa. Yanati going off the antenna. And as I looked up here, Hannah, I mean, you played in so many different venues yourself as we have a timeout call here by McGill. That's their second timeout. But I just want to take a look here at the roof because this is different than the Langley Event Center where the Spartans play their home matches. That is a much higher roof. This is a little bit lower down. It's noticeable that we've seen just on a few plays. Now, so far, you and I have called, well, let's call it 1.5 matches, and we haven't seen a ball hit the roof so far, but it feels like it could happen at some point here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, especially with heavy hitters like O'Doom and lots from McGill as well, if it does happen once or twice. But yeah, it hasn't been an issue today so far, which is good. It's never fun when the roof's like the deciding factor in a game, so just let the players play.
The Spartans used to play at the David E., the gymnasium actually on campus, and that had a low roof. And the Spartans actually tried to make that into their advantage because they would serve tough. They'd be familiar with that higher roof and know what it takes. And other teams would come in and say, what the heck, it's kind of low. So it could work for Trinity Western. Now, they're not back in that building. And this roof here at the War Memorial Gym, not as low, but still something to keep in mind as the Spartans and Martlets break the timeout. Michaela Clay to serve. Looks like we just got a message from Ireland. We'll get to that in one moment with Clay to serve. Krishnan still out there for the Martlets. This ball doesn't go back to her, however. 6 red shirts on the floor for McGill as Purdy goes into the net. And a substitution coming up. Poirier will return to the floor in place of Trottier. So Trottier out, Poirier back out there. Poirier with a team lead, 7 kills for McGill. Gamache, here's Kamloti going over to the power side. Didn't have many options as she had to track that down from the back court. Now 2 blockers going up, but using the hands to score is Gennady. A nice play.
Yeah, I thought that ball might have touched Gennady, but she was able to get out of the way and get the point for McGill.
Carson sending us a message saying he's watching from Northern Ireland on this St. Patrick's Day. Hope you're wearing green. Let's bring this set home. Carson cheering for the Spartans. Again, usportschampionship@gmail.com. Gamache. Bump set from Kamloti. Over to Purdy. Popped up McGill. Scrambling and couldn't get there. As the players are rushing over toward the bench, and I was almost expecting the bench to clear. Didn't get to that point, however.
Great hustle by McGill on that play. I thought they had it there for a moment. What an exciting save that would have been.
Set point. Kamloti. Chouinard La Liberté going over to her left side. Gamache diving forward. Kamloti able to track this, well, I was going to say off the net, but she also goes into the net. And so this set will stay alive. It's a 4-point difference. No more timeouts for McGill, but they do have those substitutions as Krishnan steps off and Leduc returns to the floor. So Rachel Leduc in the front row. Plouffe tipping this one over. Chouinard La Liberté going to the left side, and some hands is what McGill will find as Leduc swings from the left side. Her team now down by 3 points in the late stages of this second set.
A really smart play off the hands by Leduc.
Purdy. Gamache. Gamache down. There's Purdy. Dug up by Neely. Nice defensive play. This rally will continue. The Spartans just need one more point. They're not going to get it here. McGill staying alive with Leduc scoring from the left side. And now it's the Spartans coach, Ryan Hofer, using his first timeout of the afternoon, and the first one certainly in this second set. His team up by 2 points.
Yeah, Leduc for McGill has been on fire out there right now. It's exciting.
And this is a point where the momentum could start to be shifting, so Ryan Hofer perhaps hoping that this next serve doesn't go in. We'll see what happens. And Coach Hofer very involved right now in his team huddle. Really trying to stress some point. The Spartans, let's see how they respond. They're the first team to break the timeout. Hofer is a former Canada West, or rather, well, Canada West too, but also U Sports Coach of the Year in 2010-2011. The Coach of the Year, who was announced last night, was Claude Tremblay from UQAM in Quebec. The champions of Quebec, but the Citadins losing in the previous quarterfinal, and there is Kaylee Plouffe gets the job done. So trying to ice the serve didn't work, but the Spartans still able to score the final point and take this one by 3. So McGill showing some life, however, and we'll see how they respond. As do they want to remain in the championship bracket? Of course they do. We'll see if they can respond and not get eliminated in the third set. You are watching the U Sports Women's Volleyball National Championship presented by Mikasa live from War Memorial Gym.
the stories behind the glory. Watch, listen, stream, read CBC Sports.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Welcome back inside War Memorial Gym. This is the second quarterfinal. It's between Trinity Western, the #1 team in the country, and the McGill Martlets, the #8 seed coming in. Now we have seen some life from McGill. The Spartans winning, yes, the first 2 sets, but we'll see if the Martlets can continue on and try and get some of their momentum in this 3rd set, or will it be the deciding set as the Spartans could be moving on to the championship semifinal. That will be played tomorrow. Now, you may be wondering, what would happen to the losing team in this? Both teams will be playing tomorrow. There's the championship semifinal and also the consolation semifinal. And we already know that the Citadins have moved on and will play the winner of this, or rather not the Citadins, the Tigers have moved on and will play the winner of this one. Meantime, the Citadins will play the loser in the consolation semi-final. My name is Tim James. Thank you so much for joining us here from War Memorial Gym. Alongside Hannah Backen. When you take a look at the statistics, the Spartans spreading out that offense. Plouffe and O'Doon, each with 9 kills. Mealy and Purdy with 6 kills each. The Spartans hitting 23% in that second set. McGill hitting 23% as well. So we have seen some life from McGill, who I do want to call the visitors because of the more traveled team, but the Spartans, despite having some fans that have made the 50-minute drive, campus to campus, they are not the home team technically when it comes to this facility. They are the home team though on the scoreboard right now. The block going up. Here's Camlodi, back set over to Purdy. Chouinard La Liberté going over to her right side, and it's a kill. Clara Poiré picking up her 9th kill to now be in a tie for the match lead in that category. Spartans with 4 players in the serve receive. Standing serve goes to Mealy. Too much on it. Off the overpass, McGill running in system. Yanati able to go off the block and into the antenna. So if you're a McGill fan, so far so good to start off this 3rd set.
Yeah, McGill's coming out strong, swinging hard on the ball and being more disciplined overall, I would say.
Chouinard La Liberté has that serve handled by the Spartans and then dropped in perfectly by Purdy. McGill was in the area, couldn't make a play on it. So this brings up the tough serve receive, or rather the tough rotation for McGill as Dora Camlodi, the setter, goes to the back row. Camlodi with 1 ace so far, not going to get one here. And Mealy with one hand trying to punch it up. We've seen her do that earlier on in this match. Not the case here. That right side swing from McGill converts.
Yeah, I don't know for sure with Mealy, but I think maybe she hesitated and wasn't positive if there was a touch on the block. Otherwise, I think she might have had that one.
That ball into the net. Referee 1 this afternoon is Andrew Robb. Referee 2 is Liz Yoon. Andrew Robb blowing his whistle. And here comes Purdy. Oh, dribbles off the tape to score. Purdy picking up her 2nd ace.
Yeah, as exciting as a serve like that is, when you hit that one and you're not sure if it's going to make it over. It's also pretty nerve-wracking.
Holding your breath. I imagine a few
Yes.
fans here at War Memorial Gym holding their breath as well. Quite a few cheering on the Spartans, who, again, I want to call hometown, but not quite. Here's Mealy going to work. Hits that aggressively to the 6. Handled, though. Chouinard La Liberté going over to her left side. Gamache diving over to her right to keep it alive. Kamloti. Here's Mealy. Roll shot. Dropped in. This will get through. The kill from Leduc from the left side.
Yeah, Leduc placed that one well. It was. Yeah, off to one side of Purdy in 6 back there for the Spartans, and she wasn't able to control that one.
McGill front row, including Robitaille in the middle, and here's an ace. Forget about the front row, let's talk about the back row. The Vancouverite getting the job done, Megan Smith. And I'm just trying to find where her family or friends might be gathered here. She's from Vancouver. Big collection of McGill fans just to the left of our broadcast setup. Block going up, Gamache will send this over on third contact. Chouinard Liberté going into the middle. A kill from Robitaille. So Smith will continue to serve. And Spartans coach Ryan Hofer standing up, his team down by 3. He's already used a timeout. That was back in the second set when the Spartans are up by 2, 24-22. But McGill was starting to put the pressure on. O'Doom coming up there and gets that clearly through hard to Smith. So Smith is done serving. And again, it's easy to spot where these Spartan fans are at War Memorial as they put some noisemakers together after that play.
Hey, I wonder if Smith was targeting Savannah Purdy in the back row there. She served almost every ball to her. Maybe that's just her spot, but interesting.
Back-to-back points for McGill. So Savannah Purdy in this serve-receive. She has Gamache to her right, Mealy to her left. This ball will go to Gamache, who had to dive forward to get it and then play. Able to use the block and score. We've seen Play taking some of that offense, some of the volume from the right side out of the step around, but there she comes clean out of the middle. O'Doom to the back row. The Spartans with their setter, Kamloti, in the front. Now Kamloti, part of this block that goes up. O'Doom will take it shallow. Kamloti going over to Mealy. Mealy, quick reaction, able to send it back over. This goes hard off of Purdy. An excellent swing by Leduc. McGill within 3.
Yeah, also great set there by the McGill setter. They're running some speed. I'm sure that was talked about in between the sets, to run a little bit faster of an offense to hopefully not get blocked so much by the Spartans.
Kamloti stepping around his clay, goes into the block. Yanaughty bringing some of the fans here to their feet. The fans wearing red. So Leduc to serve. Keeping an eye on Spartans coach Hofer. So you can see the block there. No timeout needed or anything like that, as that will be a service error. Coach Hofer, you can see him right at the sideline there, giving some direction to the setter, Dora Kamloti, who is in the front. Kamloti setting in the front row, play in the middle, Purdy on the left side. Mealy. Here's Kamloti trying to send this wide over. She's able to make it work. Kamloti, her second kill of the afternoon.
Great dump by Kamloti on that one. She was aggressive, threw it down. McGill wasn't able to handle it.
And typically you don't see Kamloti be too offensive, but she picks her spots. Kamloti, a shorter setter. Gamache diving forward, able to get that into the third one she wasn't prepared for. Made a great first play, and then it's almost kind of like, I did that, but also she had to recuperate and get back. Couldn't do so.
I think on that one, after the pancake, when you're on the ground, you're hoping that a teammate's going to put that one over there kind of in a better place than she was from running backwards, but.
Gamache busy once again. Second ball coming from McBain as Kamloti was nearby, but taken by McBain. Yanaughty Here's Gamache back onto the McGill side. Earl DeMart, let's go. Right side, although the timing is off as Smith couldn't make a great attack. Big hit by Clay. Now back row attack drops in between McBain and Neely. McGill scores, and Rochelle Bellevaux with a big smile on her face. McGill having some fun. As the team that earned silver in Quebec is now up by 4 points over the Spartans, the #1 team, and then using the hands, Savannah Purdy, showing off that versatility because she doesn't go off the hands on the near side. No, it's nicely placed to go off the far side. Take another look at that with Purdy. 2 blockers there for McGill. Yanati, clean blocked. I was talking to some of the Spartan staff yesterday informally, and they were saying, you know, there's something that UBC does, and you've been to the games before, that UBC fans will do some sort of, I don't know if it's a movement. Every time that there's a block, there's an involvement. That typically the Spartans fans don't have that, but the Spartans do want that, at least the staff do. Block going up once again. It won't cash in this time. Left side by Purdy. Trinard La Liberté. Here's Purdy. And she is blocked straight up, going right back down on the Spartan side with Trinard La Liberté going up, but couldn't get it. Rather, going up and stopping that. Spartans couldn't get it. Purdy tipping over top of the block. Able to run in system. Back set, dug up though by McBain. Purdy. Taking out the setter, so second ball, it's a bump set. And then Mealy diving over to the right, couldn't get there. McGill scores.
Robitaille had a bunch of digs for McGill in that one. She was not going to let that ball hit the floor, and it paid off.
Now the Spartans calling a timeout, so it is a game of momentum, volleyball, Hannah. So right now we see momentum go McGill's way, but it's a game of momentum, but it's also a game where when you're the #1 team in the country, you might be expected to respond after this break in the action. So what do you think's being discussed right now? Maybe we'll start with McGill. What's the big discussion?
Well, I think McGill just wants to keep going, doing what they're doing. They're taking care of the ball more. It's a big thing in volleyball. Like, take care of the easy things. The first, well, they're not easy, but the first contacts, like including the serve and the serve receive. I think McGill's been doing a better job of that this set. So they're going to try and keep the momentum, keep going. They want to come out of this timeout strong. So we'll see if they can do it.
What do you think Spartans coach Ryan Hofer has been chatting about with the ladies?
I think probably kind of similar. They're not being as disciplined with those contacts, and yeah, Spartans are still doing well out there, but definitely some errors and some missed plays. So hopefully they can clean it up and get back to the volleyball we saw in the first 2 sets from the Spartans.
Well, the Spartans with not too much time taken inside of that timeout as they break the huddle. They're back out there first. Now McGill getting set up. There's an energy that I can feel from, again, nearby. We have the collection of fans just to the left of us, sitting in this section just past us here, and that will go just past the Spartans defense. So the serve was ice there, you could say. Spartan coach Ryan Hofer gets what he wants, and a substitution with Megan McBain stepping off and Ansa O'Doom returning to the floor. O'Doom at 8 kills. Poiré scores on the left side. That's her 10th kill this afternoon. Six red shirts out there for McGill. Purdy, Kamlodi keeps it off the net, sets it over to her middle. And out of the front row, Kaylee Plouffe scores. The Spartans now down by 3.
Yeah, Robitaille frustrated with that one. You can see her face. She almost had it.
Spartans front row with O'Doom on the right side, Plouffe in the middle, Mealy on the left. Now, Mealy was backing up there, but that's not going to go through. It's going to go off the block and out. Last touch off of the Spartans, of course. So this brings back Megan Smith to serve. Let's take another look at this one. As you can see, Plouffe, part of that block going up with O'Doom for Trinity Western. Kamlodi, back set, over to Plouffe going down the line. And there's an ugly one off the hand of Leduc on the left side. So the Spartans still behind by 3.
Yeah, Leduc, I think that one I think she missed it a little bit on that one for McGill. I think it looked like it just skimmed her finger.
Verchevel returning to the floor is the libero for McGill. Kamlodi, Verchevel, Chouinard de Liberté. Getting that to go is Poirier. Spartans still with 1 timeout should they need it. Gamache, Kamlodi, bump set, outside of the court to Mealy. Left side swing, goes away from the block and goes off the tape. Spartans able to send it over. Spartans able to run their offense, and O'Doom had nobody there and makes the error.
Oh, O'Doom was too excited on that one. She saw there was no block. You'd be surprised how often that happens. I don't know this level, but in volleyball in general, when you see no block, it's such a mental game being played.
Take a look at that. O'Doom, it was the blown coverage as Leduc was nowhere to be found, but timeout called. The Spartans now behind by 5 points. You can see the collection of McGill fans. They're having some fun here. Hope you are having fun watching live on CBC. This broadcast presented by Mikasa. Got an email not too long ago from Jeremy, hoping for a bit of a change to the replays. Hey, we'll take any feedback you have about these broadcasts and we can pass that along. usportschampionship@gmail.com. You can also say hello and let us know where you are watching from. I think we have Florida on the map, Northern Ireland. That was the coolest one considering it's St. Patrick's Day. Although, is it still St. Patrick's Day right now in Ireland given the time change? I'll have to double check that. But if you are watching from Quebec right now, from Montreal, it is 16 minutes past 7 o'clock. And here on the West Coast, 4:16 in the afternoon. Gamache taken down to the floor. Clay able to tip this one over and picks up the kill. Clay up to 4 kills on the afternoon.
Now serving number 8, Anza O'Doom, Trinity Western.
Setter in the front row for the Spartans. That's Kamlodi. As O'Doom, the right side, sends this ball over, and this will go out. A nice eye by Rachel Leduc. Olivia Krishnan to return to the floor in place of Leduc. This is a substitution that we have seen previously in this matchup. So Krishnan with a loved one watching online right now, sending this ball over to Gamache. Here's Kamlodi. Over to Mealy, cross court, back onto the Spartan side after one contact. Kamlodi, she's going to go to the same side. Yes, she's going to go over to Mealy once again. Similar play, although this time it stays on the McGill side. They're able to make an attack. Roll shot going to Purdy. Kamlodi, it's going to be in tight. Mealy trying to find some space, tipping it over. Now Mealy's going to go for the block, and this is going to be sent over top of the block and out, no touch.
McGill set their setter there. It's always fun when you get to see the setter take a swing on the ball. Unfortunately, that one did not work out for McGill.
And this is fun to see here as we have Marin Bolden, the rookie, coming in place of Savannah Purdy. So Bolden's in the front. She's going to go back, and this is going to drop perfectly in the defense. Point for McGill. So Hannah, why do you think we saw that change here going to Marin Bolden, who, well, is quite respectable, but in place of Savannah Purdy?
Yeah, that's an interesting substitution for sure. I'm not really sure why. Probably to get the rookie experience in a high pressure game like this. It'll definitely help her out as her career goes on. But yeah, there could be a few reasons. Also to give Purdy a break maybe if this is going to go more than 3.
Purdy not on the trainer's table or anything like that. Doesn't appear to be injury related. Kamloti going over to Bolden, and there you can see it. Bolden, such a talented rookie, converts from the left side to pick up her first kill of the afternoon. So Bolden up in the front row. Plouffe is in the middle. The setter, Kamloti, also in the front. Take a look at that. Using the hands is Bolden. 6 blue shirts out there for the Spartans, with Emma Gamache having a drink of water as we speak. The libero off for the Spartans. The libero also off for McGill. And scoring is Chouinard La Liberté. So Audrey Trottier will step off. Gamache, this is going to be an ace for Chouinard La Liberté. We'd mentioned it earlier, but when we went down to get the starting lineups for Michelle Bellevaux, she was undecided about just one thing, about the setter. And so now we see that both Audrey Trottier and Charlotte Chouinard La Liberté have had time setting this afternoon. Going off the block again is Bolden. This time it's off the block and lands closer to the Spartans bench.
The Spartans had a fun little celly over on their bench for that kill.
Here's a familiar name for the Spartans. Carol Hofer sending us a note saying, watching and cheering from Hamilton, let's go Spartans. And here's an ace. And yes, on the Spartans men's side, Brody Hofer, the son of Carol, is playing at Nationals, being hosted by McMaster University on the men's side. Kamloti. And Smith is going to go untouched here. So now Rochelle Bellevaux is going to call a timeout. Spartans coach Ryan Hofer has used both of his. First it was a 4-point difference at 13-9. Then it was a 5-point difference, 17-12. And now we're starting to see this momentum change just a bit. But will it be enough? Because for McGill, this is it. If you want to stay on the championship side, you need to win. And right now they're up by 4 points. So, Hannah, what do you think we can expect here in the next few points?
Yeah, I think the McGill coach smart play to call the timeout early before the momentum shifts too much. It definitely is kind of swinging towards the Trinity side. So I'm sure the coach there is hoping to shut it down early and continue on the streak they've been on. Well, this set.
So as mentioned, we do have some Spartans fans watching here in Vancouver at War Memorial Gym. Also online, Northern Ireland we checked off. We can add Australia, as in Sydney, Australia, as Alexa and Mitch say hello. We're watching from down under. It's about 10:20 in the morning on Saturday in Sydney. So thank you so much for joining us. We will add Australia to the map. If you want to send us a message, usportschampionship@gmail.com. Kamloti getting us back underway out of the McGill timeout. So we dropped in for a point. Clara Poirier picking up the kill.
Yeah, Poirier has been amazing out there. She can hit the ball hard, she can tip, she can do it all. She's a threat for sure for McGill.
Here's Yanati to serve. Leduc back out there in the front row for McGill. Gamache. Here's O'Doom. Sends it hard to the 6. Leduc able to use the block and score. Now it is set point. In this set, can the number 8 seed knock off the number 1 team? The Spartans do lead 2-0, but here in the third set, McGill in control. Gamache, Kamloti diving forward, keeps it alive. O'Doom, the push over to the 6. Mealy, Kamloti, bump set, Going over O'Doom. And just plays it over.
Wow.
Standing position, able to pick the perfect spot to collapse the McGill defense.
Yeah, very smart placement by Anso O'Doom on that one.
Verchevel returns to the floor. O'Doom up in the front row, but Verchevel will get set up in the serve receive. 4 players back for this for McGill. Purdy needs to get this in, and she does. Plouffe. Here's O'Doom, tipping it down the line, and it's a good one. As she sent that aggressively, that tip down the line. Verchevel had the first contact. Couldn't corral it. So the Spartans down by 4.
Purdy also just got subbed back in to serve off the bench, and she's done a great job so far.
Off the block. This one will get through. Gamache, though, a nice defensive play. Kamlodi going over to Mealy, looking to tip this down the line. Was there any contact? Yes, this is going to be a Spartans point. Last touch off of McGill. Rochelle Bellevaux, the coach, didn't initially believe it, but that's the call from Andrew Robb, referee 1. Referee 2, Liz Yoon, also down there. Can the Spartans continue this momentum? Down by 3. And O'Doom will escort this one out of play. And here we go, a timeout called by McGill.
I see some of the McGill players shaking their heads. I don't think they're too happy about that call that was made. The linesperson did call touch, which I didn't see one. I don't know what you saw, Tim, but...
Well, I was wondering, and I was just even judging the reaction, because Rochelle Bellevaux, the head coach, initially had a bit of protest, but there wasn't anything continued. It was almost just let go. And maybe that's just her experience, knowing that you typically can't overturn these calls, but there wasn't much of a protest from her. You're mentioning some of the players that you've seen visibly unhappy with this.
Yeah, as you mentioned, though, the captain of the team, like if you are really questioning the call, you can go up to the ref and ask, but no one from McGill did do that, so I guess they're just going to fight through it.
So just got a message from some volleyball fanatics saying, hey guys, thanks for the stream on YouTube. Cheering on our alma mater, McGill, from Paris. So we can add France to the map. Thank you for joining us. France, Australia, showing off the reach of this U Sports broadcast presented by Mikasa. Purdy gets the serve over. Left side, rather right side swing. Here's O'Doom. Right side swing for the Spartans. Trinity Western scores again, even after that timeout. The Spartans still need to win this point. As you mentioned, with Purdy coming back in place of Bolden. Bolden had some time in the front row, and she was impressive. Purdy sending this across. Right side swing. Kamlodi able to get there. Gamache able to make this as well. And then Mealy, no, not able to do it. So McGill is going to win by 2 points in an exciting finish to this third set.
You can see the smiles on McGill's face. They are stoked. They played great that set.
They played great, but the #1 team in the country set to respond here going into set number 4. You are watching U Sports Women's Volleyball, the National Championship, presented by Mikasa. The Spartans falling in that third set to McGill. We're moments away from set number 4. Hope you're enjoying this one. My name is Tim James. Hannah Backen doing the color commentary this afternoon. We'll have a different team coming in for that match to follow, and that should be an exciting one here in Vancouver because it's the hometown UBC Thunderbirds taking on the Brock Badgers, the number 2 team in the country and the team that just won the Ontario Championship. That should be a good one. But before we get to that, the Spartans and McGill continue this quarterfinal with McGill just having won that set by 2 points, with the Spartans showing some life though. And Hannah, as we saw a substitution in that third set with Maren Bolden coming in. Do you think we could see anything like that here in the fourth set? Now, she did play well, Bolden, picking up some offense, but do you think we could see that in place of Savannah Purdy?
I'd be surprised. She played really well, but Purdy is such a threat and so composed, and defensively she's great. So I think it is important to keep a player like that on the court in a close match. However, who knows what we'll see. Maybe Bolden will come back out here at some point in this set.
So Bolden staying seated for now. Dora Kamodi to get us back underway. Set number 4 at 4:30 Pacific time is underway, and the Spartans will score the first points. If you missed it earlier on, Dalhousie moving on to play the winner of this match, with Dalhousie defeating UQAM in straight sets. That means the champion of the Atlantic Conference defeating the champion of the Quebec Conference, in straight sets. McGill hoping for an upset here against the number 1 team, and the left side swing from Poirier is a kill. That's now 13 kills for Poirier.
What a game for Poirier. She is a threat at the net, and I don't know if Trinity knows what to do with her quite yet.
Purdy. Gamache. O'Doon. Roll shot, drops this in to score.
O'Doon came out swinging so hard early on in the first set, and now to see all these off-speed shots, it's an adjustment on defense for sure for McGill.
Here's the player who just went on a serving run for the Spartans, but couldn't get the job done at the end. That was Savannah Purdy getting the ball across here in the fourth set. Gamache with the second ball over to Mealy, going off some hands to score.
Robitaille there for McGill was going to chase that ball down. The linesperson slightly in the way, but I think she kind of knew she might not have had that one.
Offense picking up in that third set with the Spartans hitting 32%. McGill hitting 33%. Able to take that set by 2. And so Doom using the block.
Block unsuccessful for McGill. Point Spartans 3. Anzo Doom.
Here's Purdy once again. She has seen most of the volume this afternoon. Spartans front row with Plouffe in the middle. O'Doom on the right side, Mealy on the left. Poirier tipping over top of the block. Gamache is there. Kamlodi going to the middle. Plouffe. Poirier hard to the 6. And this is going to be in too tight as Mealy had to think about how she was going to approach that one and ends up going into the net, so a point for McGill. Megan Smith. Smith with a standing serve goes to Purdy. Out of the middle is O'Doom. So it's not just from the right side. O'Doom out of the middle this time converts.
Now serving for Trinity Western, number 6.
The middles will rotate front to back on the Trinity Western side. Here's Plouffe. So that means Clay is in the front row. O'Doom joust at the net. And trying to track that down as Verchevel couldn't get to it. It's the Spartans up by 4 points.
Still serving for Trinity Western, number 6.
More fans coming in and getting set for that match to follow this one. UBC taking on Brock. Poirier going off to the block, and Plouffe was down to the ground with a pancake and a good defensive play, and Plouffe with one of the biggest jumps of the afternoon goes off a celebration.
Wow, that's exciting though. When your middle goes back, Plouffe goes back to get that big as the middle and gets a pancake, that's hype. That's exciting for sure.
So the timeout taken with a 5-point differential. McGill taking their first timeout at 7-2 with Trinity Western out in front. Again, you can get in touch with us, usportschampionship@gmail.com. So we talked about Emma Gamache earlier on the Spartans. She is a graduating player. And Grandpa and Grandma Gamache saying, hey, cheering on Emma and all the Spartans from Aldergrove, which is, if you don't know, just outside of Vancouver, not too far from here, relatively speaking. So Grandma and Grandpa Gamache, thank you for joining us. McGill, though, breaking that huddle first. Ready to go because they have no more sets to give. The Spartans having some fun out there, especially Plouffe, who was leaping after she got that play just moments ago with that pancake. Now the McGill fans just to the left of us starting to chant.
They want to phase her. They want to phase Plouffe for sure.
Not a great first pass, but still a back row attack made by Yanati. Kamlodi. There's Purdy. No touch. Spartans coach Ryan over. No, there's going to be a touch. Didn't catch it. Spartans coach Ryan Hofer trying to sell it. Didn't happen, so it'll be a point for McGill.
I believe O'Doom did touch it there. She didn't question the call and kind of looked.
Purdy mishandles. Gamache diving. Keeps it alive. And then Purdy, she needs a big one. This goes between the antennas. Rally continues. Left side swing. This goes off of Gamache. Purdy once again. Now over to Mealy. It was a good second ball. Mealy couldn't finish it though. Tipped over, and then Clay mishandles it with Gamache right by, and then an embrace between Gamache and Clay. McGill scores the point, and hey, back-to-back points for the Martlets coming out of that timeout. Poirier goes into the net. This tournament being hosted here at UBC at War Memorial Gym. Capacity is just over 2,100. You have to wonder how close we could get. As tonight, UBC is taking on Brock. So we hope to see a number of students coming out for that one, and this place will be loud. Middle attack O'Doom. First contact O'Doom. Going over to Purdy. A nice take, though. And then it's Clay going out.
Clay turned on that ball. She had the right idea. You don't want to swing to the middle of the court, but she definitely turned too hard on that one.
Defensive substitution for the Spartans with Michaela McBain returning to the floor. We've seen her earlier on. She gets the first ball off of that serve. Clay hitting from the right side, sends it cross court. Poirier, hard to Purdy. Here's Mealy going off of the block, and yes, she will score as Verschaval was trying to get that, couldn't do it. So Michaela McBain in place of Ansa O'Doom currently to strengthen that serve receive for the Spartans. But the Spartan serve receive will not be the one setting up here. It's McGill, including Verschaval. Too much on that. Purdy able to track this one down, and Verschaval diving forward, couldn't get there. Point for the Spartans, up by 5 points. McGill still with one timeout. Mealy sends this one into the net. Charlene Robitaille. Sending it 6 feet tall and taps herself on the chest, makes a mistake there. So we've seen the one timeout taken by McGill. We might start to see some substitutions as this fourth set is not going the way of the ladies in red. It is a must-win set. Clay. McBain. Kamlodi. Going over to Plouffe. Just a quick one over to the middle, and it's a nice selection. Plouffe picking up the kill. Almost at double digits tonight in that category.
Yeah, Plouffe transitioned so aggressively off the net. She wanted that set, and she got it.
Kamlodi really able to work that offense out. Using the middle as an option in that play. Yanati finds a good spot, hitting it into the one with Mealy diving over to her right. Yanati's in the front row. Smith as well. Here's Purdy. Chouinard La Liberté goes back. Gamache. And this will need to be a big one. Not enough power, though, by Robitaille. Substitution coming up for the Spartans, and no surprise here, as McBain will step off, the defensive specialist. O'Doom returns. So that front row for the Spartans with Purdy on the left, Plouffe in the middle, O'Doom on the right. Some cleanup needed on the McGill side. Looks like we're good to go. Serve receive gets set up. Robitaille in this. This ball will go to the right of Robitaille to Yanati. Mealy, Kamlodi. 2 blockers up, going against O'Doom. It looked like Smith for just a moment was going to buy that Plouffe was going to go up, but no, that set instead went to the right side. And here we go, the second and final timeout used by McGill. It is crunch time now. A 7-point lead for the Spartans.
Yeah, we also just saw number 12 for McGill get subbed out, the setter, and I believe now number 4, Trottier, is now setting. So we'll see out of this timeout if they keep that the same.
Absolutely, and just got a note here from Earl saying that Trottier, the McGill setter, this is the first appearance by her since she was hurt in a game back on the 5th of February. So it has been some time, and Audrey Trottier back in there. So thank you so much for the note, Earl. Again, usportchampionship@gmail.com. We like to keep you connected with us from wherever you are watching from. David sends us another note saying, shout out from Florida for the solid announcing, getting the fans from afar involved. Well, David, wish we could have you here at War Memorial Gym. It'll only get louder, I'm sure, as the day goes on with UBC still to play. And then, Hannah, it's that match that you and I were talking about, Mount Royal and Manitoba. It's like, is there something magic in the air for Manitoba? Because you witnessed it, you were here doing the color commentary when they knocked off the UBC Thunderbirds in the Canada West playoffs.
Yeah, that was wild. Rhea Syrinx for Manitoba was a huge threat, and we'll see what happens tonight for Manitoba.
Syrinx, if you haven't seen her, the Rookie of the Year in U Sports, all of the country. Here's Purdy going to work off of that second timeout from McGill. The back set getting through, and it's a good decision. The assist will go to Audrey Trottier. Trottier, again, as mentioned by Earl, that she's coming off of an injury. Looking good here. She's in the back row right now. Only libero out on the court is Emma Gamache for the Spartans. She's at the center of this serve receive. This goes to Purdy. Then middle attack by Plouffe. And Hannah, I saw you looking over there at the Spartans bench because they've got those different dances and celebrations. I mean, was that something that you were doing too as a a player in the CCAA?
Yeah, that's honestly all I was doing. I was a serving sub for my team, and the celebrations, just being a part of the team, it's amazing. And yeah, Trinity's getting excited over there.
O'Doom rolls this in to score from the right side. It kind of shows the importance of the Spartans bench, and even at the awards gala last night, it was brought up in a keynote speech from Kyla Ritchie that every player matters out there, whether you hit the floor or not. And you can see an example of that, trying to get the vibe going on the Spartan side, although I think it's going right now. But even Maren Bolden coming in as a player that has spent most of the time on the bench in this match. She played well in her limited time. Here's Mealy going to work from the left side and scores.
I believe McGill on that one, someone kicked the ball and kept it in play, which you don't see very often. Pretty cool save by McGill, but they weren't quite able to finish it off.
Substitutions, that would be all that can slow things down for Rochelle Bellevaux. No more timeouts remaining. The serve clipping the tape coming across. Middle attack by Smith. So out of system. This goes over to Mealy. Roll shot off the block. Gamache. Kamlodi over to Mealy, off the block, and then sticking out her foot was Leduc. Trying there, not going to work. It's a 10-point advantage for the Spartans. You can see some of the excitement from the bench there. Grace McGilvery and the rest of her team getting closer to advancing to that championship semi-final. Unless McGill can pull off some magic here. We saw what they could do in the third set. Mealy keeps it alive, but back onto the Spartan side. So after a big play for McGill, it was put back on, and the Spartans able to capitalize. Substitution coming up. Asha Solaya coming in. Discussion now between Rachel Leduc, Coach Bellevaux.
Yeah, quite the discussion.
Left side swing, or rather right side swing. Poirier is going to drop that onto the Spartans court.
You could hear O'Doom from way up here go, ooh, on that one. She wasn't expecting that. She moved into cover, went in a little too far for that tip.
10-point lead for the Spartans. Make that a 9-point lead off of an ace. This is what McGill needs. It is do or die now, with the Vancouverites serving the ball. Spartans serve receive, including 4 players behind the 3-meter line. This will go to Purdy, who has been busy on the serve receive. Kamlodi taken out. Gamache to Mealy. Looking line, looking off though.
Yeah, it's tough to see from up here. That was close, but didn't quite fall where Mealy wanted it to.
Martlett's behind by 8 points. 2 feet too far. So the Spartans mid also switch front to back. Here's Kaylee Plouffe with the ball. Michaela Clay up in the front row. Clay at 4 kills. Here's O'Doom! You are doomed if you were going to do that with Ansa up in the front row. My goodness. Ansa O'Doom picking up the kill. Kaylee Plouffe will continue to serve. Spartans 4 points away from taking this. This goes off of Kamlodi, so finally there we saw it.
There was the roof. We've been waiting.
We've been waiting, and that goes off of Kamlodi to the roof, but a big smile on Kamlodi's face. The Spartans still playing with some joy out there. You can see a little more intense when it comes to McGill, because yeah, it's do or die now. They need a run. They need it here. Krishnan, could she be the one? Purdy. Kamlodi, fake in the middle. Going over is Megan Mealy. Picking up the kill. The Spartans within 3 points.
Now serving for Trinity Western, number 8, Ansa O'Doom.
With O'Doom to serve, the Spartans setter, Kamlodius in the front row. This serve will be off by O'Doom.
Yeah, it was definitely a little bit off. She's shaking her head trying to laugh that one off.
Zelaya will go back to serve. Relatively fresh after subbing in just a few moments ago. Gets this ball in to Purdy, although it's a nice pass over to the center. And then Mealy trying to finish this one off. And yes, Mealy going hard to Vershaval.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier how you can kind of tell the difference that Trinity's up there. A little more happy, smiley. I think that's one thing that's super important in volleyball is I've always been told, my coach would always say, like, you shouldn't be able to look at the court and know who's winning or losing. You want that energy to be level throughout.
Shoot set over, and Yanati can't convert. So the Spartans, here we go. This is match point. And so I wonder if they're going to do it. And yes, the Spartan faithful are starting to do it. Raising an arm in the air as well as one finger. You can see some of it here. Megan Mealy getting the ball across. McGill, no points to give. They need to score. Kamash down to the ground. Kamlodi back over to Purdy. She goes off the block and scores. The Spartans are moving on to the championship semifinal after a victory in 4 sets over McGill. The Martlets will now move to the consolation bracket and will be playing tomorrow. You can still see them. But for the Spartans, it was a victory. It was just that 3rd set where we started to see McGill show a little more life. But at the same time, we did see some life in the 1st and 2nd set at times. They were able to put some runs together. It just wasn't sustained.
Yeah, no, McGill definitely had some great moments in that set. Number 16, Robitaille, she defensively on serve receive, super strong. Great game, lots of different players. Played really well. Spartans are just, yeah, they have a lot of different options and they use them well tonight.
Because we even pointed out that Michaela Clay, I don't think she had the strongest performance out of the middle for Trinity Western, but they had so many other players, and it wasn't like Clay was terrible. So Anso O'Doom will be selected as the Mikasa player of the match for Trinity Western. I think that's a great decision.
Et maintenant, du côté de l'Université McGill, la joueuse du match, la numéro 15, Clara Poiré.
So Clara Poiré selected, and yeah, she was really getting going early on too for McGill. Was really a bright spot a number of times. The 6'2" right side, so.
Yeah, well deserved from both players.
So Anso O'Doom for Trinity Western and Clara Poiré for McGill. It is the Spartans moving on to that championship semi-final. And stay with us. We're going to try to set up an interview in just a few moments as soon as we can figure that out here with our team working hard on this. Stu Walters down on the floor. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the U Sports Women's Volleyball National Championship. We are live at War Memorial Gym where the Spartans just picked up a victory to move on to that championship semifinal, winning in 4 sets over McGill. And we are joined by the Spartans head coach Ryan Hofer. And Ryan, first of all, congratulations. And with this win, we had put so much focus on Savannah Purdy, but really, at least to us, the highlight was all of the different options offensively for the Spartans. What stood out to you in this win?
Well, I feel like over the last couple of weeks, we get a good opportunity to just use different players at different opportunities, that people will try to key on certain players of ours, and I think we've got a pretty well-balanced teams where we can find different opportunities to use different people.
So Marin Bolden subbing in briefly there in the third set. It had some of us saying, okay, what's exactly the strategy? Are you able to elaborate on the rookie getting some time in place of Savannah Purdy?
Well, she has a fresh body. She's got 1 year into the game, and she can go in there and bang balls right away. So that's what we like from Marin. She just goes in, jumps up, and hits as hard as she can. And so we were looking for a few kills.
And Ryan, one final thing, because after this one, we've got the big one, UBC versus Brock. I'm sure this gym will be loud. What's the plan for your team? Are you going to be sticking around to watch UBC play, or do you have other plans for the team?
There's a combination of things. We need to get some food in us. We need to recovery. That's the top priorities in prepping for tomorrow. But I know that there's some interest in that game. I think it's going to be a highlight game of this first round, and it's going to be a fun game to watch.
Well, Ryan, thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations to you and the Spartans.
Thank you.
That is Ryan Hofer, head coach of the Trinity Western Spartans, two-time national champion, including most recently last season when the Spartans picked up that national championship in 2022 over Mount Royal. Again, the Spartans winning in 4 sets over McGill to advance to the championship semifinal, and McGill will be playing tomorrow, but relegated to the consolation bracket. This match started at 3:08 Pacific, finishing at 4:48 Pacific time. This match, 1 hour and 48 minutes. Hope you enjoyed this broadcast on CBC, presented by Mikasa. It's time for us to say goodbye. For Senior Manager of Communications at UBC, Stu Walters, Executive Producer Troy L. Brown, and Hannah Backen on commentary today. My name is Tim James, and at 4:56 Pacific, we say good afternoon from UBC.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team. U Sports on CBC, les championnats U-Sport. Brought to you in part by, vous êtes présenté par Nike Team, Just Do It. Faites-le. Baron, exclusive supplier of U-Sports championship rings. Le fournisseur exclusif des bagues de championnat U-Sport. Fox 40, celebrating a decade of the Fox 40 U-Sports Coach of the Year program. Fier partenaire des prix de l'entraîneur de l'année U-Sport depuis 10 ans. By Veraburn, proud medical supplier to university sports since 1979. Fier partenaire du sport universitaire depuis 1979. The Government of Canada. Le gouvernement du Canada. Et par Mikasa, l'étoile montante du volleyball, le V200W, ballon officiel de U-Sport. And by Mikasa, makers of volleyball's hottest star, the V200W, the official volleyball of U-Sports.